Hello.
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
The World Cup is coming soon, but guess what I saw, Karan, that is linked to the World Cup, but is also linked to our culture. Jude Bellingham has released his first signature logo for his new campaign. Have you seen the logo? Let me just put the logo on screen. What does it look like, bro?
It looks like Onkar.
Thank you, bro. It does look like a Onkar, doesn't it?
Doesn't though.
It does, bro. Welcome to this week's episode of the Indy and Doctor podcast. Yes. Welcome, people.
Yes. Mets and tricks in the place. Yes. That's how they say it, like that. You know that? No, I don't know if it's Mets and tricks, but you know the song Sukshinder Shinda when he did that rap.
Which one? Yes.
Yeah,
No,
that's how it starts.
I can do the impression.
Do it.
Yes. Hey, guess who?
Yeah.
Coming through. Out for you. Hey, all the ladies, all the fellas in the house. It's all about Sukshinder Shinda.
Shinda. That's it. Sukshinder.
It's the Birmingham London connection. Trust me. Coming at ya. What is it?
That's really
what's the
good,
next
man.
What's the next
You need
thing?
to get the lyrics up. Finish this, man.
Looking for the rainbow. Bombastic. This one's fantastic. And I'm telling ya, Rishi's rolling.
सोनी लगदी चावा कुड़ी है बदामी रंगी है.
There you go. How are we?
Your memory, man, it's just something else, isn't it?
You know what, Gordon? I had a selection of tracks on my iTunes growing up for years that were ripped off CDs, and I only had a handful of Bamara songs through my sister, and that was one of them that made the cut. So I rinsed that out of it.
I'm glad you got it so quickly. What I was trying to reference, and you went bang.
Oh, obviously, yeah, I got it immediately.
Obviously, I am privately educated. On that note, I had a very funny chat today with my brother-in-law. So, shout out to Harm. He came around today, and we were talking about, I don't know what we were talking about. I think loosely we were talking about Labour's policy, private schools, and he was saying, you know, sometimes I think parents have this expectation, the ROI is that, well, because you've gone to private school, then you must become whatever that thing is, successful. And then he's like, what's the definition of success? And I was like, listen, you know, my best friend Indy, right? Private education.
My best friend.
Look, I'm giving you the props. Why
you just said it.
I know. I said
Let me roll around in there like a dirty pig. All right, thank you.
That's going to be cut from the podcast now. Cut from the podcast.
Why? What about like a dirty pig?
No,
Thank you.
you get that. Listen, when I give you props, right, you just sit there and take it.
No, I can't. Listen, I'm shameless, okay?
You know what it is? I said that reference because sometimes I feel silly telling people, oh, you know the guy I podcast with?
Oh, yeah, damn
So
right.
I'm like, that's a bit impersonal, huh?
No, I think it's just the truth, and the truth sometimes hurts you, innit? So you don't like saying it at all.
How do you reference me when you're talking about me?
One of my best mates got it.
No, but the guy in the podcast, what do you say?
Doctor.
Oh, you say doctor. Okay, I could just say Indy, I guess. But anyway, so I was like, bro, like, you know, he was privately educated, 2 schools, did geography degree. He was like, no, and I was like,
why does that matter? Why is he upset by that?
No, and he's like, what do you do with the geography degree? I was like, well, you know, you can become a geography teacher, become a weatherman, but he became a marketer and he's killing it. So there you go. You know, and that's all from private schooling. The loose point here was just, he was saying the pressure if you want to, you know, put your kids through private school, you're trying to afford them the best in terms of opportunity and access and education, fine. How they turn out is still not guaranteed by the fact they went to private school.
You don't have to do the private route, as we said. Like,
No, you
there's
don't.
many
No, you don't,
successful
but
people. Like Sanj for one, very successful in her own
great
right.
example.
I didn't have a single bit of tuition, nothing, right? So it's just an opportunity. That's all it is. It's not the opportunity.
That's what we're talking
it's an
about. It's the
opportunity.
opportunity, but it doesn't guarantee an outcome.
Exactly.
That's the point. Yeah.
I went to school with Ben's kids that did absolutely shit at their education, but then afterwards became very successful because they had the right opportunities and connections to people in their family. So it's all not linear. That's the best way to say it.
That's the right term. It's not linear, and I think there's 2 things. One is, you know, your ability to graft, right? And I'd say Sanj is definitely a grafter, right? Like, her work ethic is very evident, which is why I think we get on so well. We recognize what hard work is. You sit there in the corner and just announce when you've done a Google search to us. I've looked for this now.
Besides from carrying the whole podcast, yeah. That's all I do.
Apart from that, look, you got props the other day. Well done, Indy. You got well done, Indy.
Thank you.
When the
Even though
clip's
it was
about-
you that did the entire monologue.
Yeah,
I didn't pick the
I was like,
in any of it. I was like, this is not my moment. This is Scudden's, all right?
yeah. Oh, just quickly, is your audio coming from the mic?
I hope so. Ooh, no, it's not. Let me just change that.
No, it just sounded a bit not crispy.
Just shows that. Let me sort this out. There we go. My problem sorted. Happy days.
How pissed off would you have been if I told you that? I kept it and just told you like 5 minutes before the end.
That's why you have learned from my previous mistakes, and I've learned from your previous mistakes. Thank you kindly.
Good team. What were we discussing? Yeah, so I think there's 2 streams. One is the ability to graft, right? And I was saying, Sanji's a grafter, clearly a grafter, and that's obviously lent her, in her professional life, her personal life, it carries through. But then, like you said, the other thing is that the real world is about grafting. But if you have connections, network, and you have access to opportunity, if your dad can just say, look, here's this person, he's going to give you opportunity, Done, right? So that's also important. So building connections is important. Working hard is important. If you have both of them, wow, you're laughing.
Exactly.
So yeah, that is that, mate. What else? You said it's been a good week on Insta this week, has it?
Yes, it has. Yeah, continually going up and up, which is amazing. Don't get many moments like this, so best of ever where we can. Thank you to everyone that is jumping on, joining us on our little journey. Much appreciated to each and every one of you.
I think we've had steady growth. When I look at those graphs, the things. But that big little mountain that we've had recently on the graph.
Yeah, and it's stayed at a high level. It's like, oh, okay. I know this is going to end soon, so just ride it as much as you can.
That's it. Indie pessimism coming through straight there. Absolutely.
Listen.
What is realist? That's what he's
I looked at the analytics all the time. I've seen the patterns. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen the patterns. All it means is, and the interesting thing, it's like the clip that did it for us, that Sikhi clip. It's not like, and guys, if you're listening to this and you're aspiring to be a podcaster or content creator, you will not know which clip is going to do well. Fair point, Indy?
Absolutely. Pisses me off, man. I thought the Monday of the Budget clip I put out was going to be sensational.
You know what you needed?
Nothing.
We needed I got the video content of me in Kokobongo. In the bunker, that's what you needed on top, man.
Oh, geezer, why didn't you share that, man?
Listen. It's little bearded Gunnan. You won't recognize him. I look like I'm going to play golf. Like
still would have been good.
It still would have been good. Yeah, you'd be like, is that Gunnan? Like, is that guy? There you go. So you just don't know. And I think the biggest learning for both of us has been that actually, rather than focusing on that, it's just focus on consistency, right? So the output should be there. The quality of the editing.
You
is there,
also need one to bang. This is the thing.
Every so often.
Every so often, or at least one to get you going a lot, just to get some traction. Because you can post high quality stuff and no one's seeing it. So you need one to bang. And that's not up to you. That's up to an algorithm. So what are you going to do? Just hope that one bangs. And then now people will notice. People will notice that I'm recycling content from the past because we've got a brand new bunch of people that are with us. So I may as well show them the old stuff that we've done. And stuff that didn't do well in the past is now doing good. So it's just because we have more eyeballs. That's it.
I was going to pick up on one of your points there. Do you genuinely believe, and have you got example of accounts which you've looked at where there is genuinely high quality edited content, but with zero visibility?
Not zero, but not
proportionate. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Loads.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. So then I guess the biggest factor is time in the game, and like you said, algorithm picking you up. But you have to have time in the game for that to be the chance of that happening increase. Yep. So content creators, guys out there, to be honest, it's not even if it's content. If you're producing something, you're running a business, you're trying to create value in something.
I can't comment on those things, but if you say so.
What do you mean? Oh, because you don't do them, you mean?
I haven't made a business, so I can't say.
Fine. But from your point of view, what we do, the podcast, right? The brand. There's one thing I will say, which I was thinking about, Indy. When people talk about creating a brand, I think that's a very wishy-washy, abstract thing that people don't really understand. It's a bit like a esoteric. What does it actually mean? In the same way, I think on episode 2 we talked about what is actual mindfulness. Remember that? We went deep into mindfulness. Episode 2, bro.
I don't remember that at all, man.
There's COVID.
Those episodes are like locked away in my head that I don't think about ever again.
Yeah, we'll play them one day for the crowd. We'll recycle
don't want
content. I don't want to. No. But I think what you have primarily done with Indy and Doctor as a brand is phenomenal, man, and it has shown me, what it takes to really establish and be known for something. Like I get people who have conversations.
Made it yet, mate. So
no. No, I'm not being cocky about it. It's just the conversations I have with people. And because I genuinely want to know, why is it you watch our content, or what is you enjoy about it? And the kind of surrogate question I'm asking there is, what is it about the brand that you like? And the things they're telling is, well, your brand stands for this, or you are known for this. Things that are hard for us to see because we're so close to it. But when someone else is reflecting on it, objectively looking in on it, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to do. And it's nice it's been, reflected.
Reaffirmed.
So, reaffirmed. That's the word I was looking for. It's a good job, buddy.
Thank you. I'm getting uncomfortable now. Can we move on?
Okay. You're not my best friend.
Thank you. Back to normal now.
Back to normal. Yeah,
Thank you,
good lad. Now, I heard my sister listening to last week's podcast and you singing the jingle. So I'm going to give you another chance to sing it because it was so good.
I don't want to do this.
So good.
It wasn't good. It was
so good.
It was shit, man.
It's so goodly shit. Like, oh man.
It wasn't goodly shit at all, mate. It was terrible. Loved
it. You're doing it. You're doing it live on stage as well.
I'm not doing it live on stage.
You know what I want? I want the who does it? Not Jonathan Ross, but like when you have like a live band and when they do like a jingle, they start playing like stuff in the corner.
You mean all late night talk shows?
That's it, mate. I want that set. But I also want like DJ Spinbad, right? We're gonna have like DJ Harvey or somebody set or Umar there, right? Just opening for us. It's gonna be sick, man. It's gonna be sick.
Could be lit.
Yeah. We could have one of our other boys doing like the opening act for us. How sick would that be, man? Yeah? That'd actually be sick, innit?
This is what you think about in your spare time.
Like,
you are clouds in the sky. I am living down here.
Cloud boys are going to be there. Daman's going to be there. We're going to bring all the boys, man. One show. Let's do this, man. Brown Collective. I'm
not doing it, man. I don't know what you're waiting for. I'm not doing it.
Let's do it together.
Okay.
Together's good? Yeah, right, I'll give you
Yeah, sure.
No, listen. Don't do me dirty on with Tez, yeah? You're so wicked, bro. And then you didn't do it. And I was like, why didn't you guys do it? Like,
okay, give me a countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Confessions of
Brown
Monday.
See, you're so good. Yeah, natural guy, man. Natural guy. Terrible. Did you take music lessons in school?
No, I flunked it big time. No. I learned the recorder. That went really badly. So there we go. They used to keep asking me, have you brought your stuff to school? I was like, no, I left it at home. I just kept leaving it at home because I didn't want to learn it. You know sorry, Mum. I know you're listening. Sorry, Mum. I left it at home because I didn't want to learn it, okay? I got no enjoyment. I wanted to do a fancy one. I wanted to do piano or like violin or something. Yeah.
You think it's bloody mohabbat then? You're like, man, Shah Rukh Khan.
I didn't even know what that was at that point in that way.
I can't play recorder, but you're like, I'm piano.
Damn right, man. I went to learn piano.
What is it about British schools and the recorder?
It's such an entry level shitty instrument.
No, it's like who plays the recorder in a have you ever seen it in an orchestra?
No, everyone plays the flute.
Never seen it. Yeah, flute is a real instrument, right? The recorder is, I don't know, guys, if you're listening to this, if you're from Australia, Canada, basically anywhere who's not UK, in your school system, is this something that's pushed, this weird little recorder thing? And they actually have like proper, different
music notes,
songs.
Everything.
Yeah. Like it's a whole thing. And I was like, somebody's actually like doing grading in this shit. Like,
what made me think was, when was the last time you saw an adult be proficient in recorder proudly on stage?
The only person I've seen it on TV is Dwight Schrute in The Office. And I saw that. I was like, only Dwight would do that. But like real life.
No.
You imagine somebody opening with that?
Hey guys. Listen, I'd rather just learn the dumbi. You know what? We should have been taught a Punjabi instrument at school. That would have been lit. If we got taught a Punjabi instrument, right? Dumbi, algoze would have been fun. Maybe not that.
And he's like, I want to be singer.
But also, if you learn that...
do you want to tell the class what this means? Yeah, basically, innit? Like, you get pissed, innit? Yeah, that's right. And then you scare your wife because you're pissed, and you go, and then she gets scared and runs inside.
When I'm 8 years old. Listen, I let the Dhol, okay, and that was all, that's all it was, okay?
Is that you learned the Dhol?
Literally written in like words. I was like, okay, I
know my Dhol was, my Dhol was, I didn't have your dada then. That was more reserved for tabla.
No, it is, but no, we had the same teacher. Gujarat Mal. He had these sheets,
And on the sheets, he'd written it all out.
He did.
Word for word. Like, this is Jal. This is Mirza. This is Luddi. Like, I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Jal.
Jal is the simplest one. Yeah.
Jal is the simplest one. But the problem I had with Jal, yeah, the actual Jal, I'm gonna play it on the table. See if you can tell me if you can hear it, yeah?
Yeah, but it's shit for audio.
That's 2, right? But I could never play that at the start. I used to always go to
triple. Yeah, triple.
And he'd be like, no, it's 2. And I'm like, but no, it's 3. And for ages, I couldn't play the 2-beat child. But I was like, I'm doing 3, it's more advanced. And he's like, no, you need to play the 2-beat child. I was like, okay, sorry.
There was one beat called the Luggy that I could never learn. Luggy, L-A-G-G-I, Luggy. I couldn't do it. I watched everybody on YouTube do it. I could play it slowly, but when it started ramping up, I couldn't do it.
Play Karde? What's the beat?
I still can't do it, man. No. It's like... But it's like that looped bare times, and I can't do it. Yeah, it's difficult.
Cool.
Anyway, when you
learned Dhol, I don't know if we talked about this. What was your output of learning Dhol? Where would you showcase your Dhol playing skills?
Tables at school, lessons.
With the sly or without the sly?
Pen, any pen.
But you could do a sly, yeah? Sly was...
of course.
The thing is, metal versus plastic sly. The plastic sly, different level.
No, plastic sly is non-existent. It's all about the metal one. The metal one, on the edge of the table where it bends, you know where the table like has that little sharp corner, like there, this is real,
that's my dilly in it.
That's my dilly, that's it we need. Yeah. So I'm sitting there doing this, yeah. Everybody else like, this is lit, but also it's fucking annoying. Can you stop doing that every lesson?
I actually believe I could have a concert. I can play Dhol better on the table than I can play real Dhol.
Oh, everyone can. Everyone
right?
sounds better on the table.
I was like, oh my God, I can play so many different, like, what's that thing called it's called a roll, isn't it, when you change from one beat to another?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I can do all this stuff. Like, I can't even do this on a real Dhol. It doesn't exist on a real Dhol, but on this table, I can do it all, man. Just put a mic here, and I'll do content. Guys, if you want to see that content, I'll do it, right? Indy will sing. He'll sing the jingles, and I'll play Dhol to it, right?
Oh.
Right? So we'll do it. Right? All right, but outside of school, actual Dhol now, where are you playing it once you've learned? What's the output?
Oh, man. So I had to play Dhol at school for, like, talent show shit. But I remember this is before, man. You're opening memories now that I don't want to open up. So this is before I had this is before I had the case.
The Dhol case.
The hard case.
Yeah. From right? Dhol
from Dhol Blasters. Yeah. So prior to having the case, I used to have it just as it was, open. And as I was walking to school, everyone kept hitting it, and I was like, yo, stop it, man. You're gonna fucking rupture my Dhol in it. Yeah. It's getting bare annoying. Which was shit.
Stop banging my drum, yeah.
Exactly. And then I played it in class, which was cool. Yeah. And then took it home.
Yeah.
Then eventually I got the case, but the case didn't have wheels. It was literally like a suitcase carrier.
One of these ones. And when
I
had
to carry that to school.
So heavy.
So heavy, man. I was like, what the hell's this? Ridiculous. And then it was just used as like a bit of a, oh look, he can play an instrument that I've never seen before, which is fun.
Okay. But outside of that, all right, I'll tell you what I used to do, and you tell me if you did it as well.
Oh, hang on. I did go on Mellas and Nagar Kirtans.
Okay, so that'd be at the front of the Nagar Kirtan. Yeah. Leading the way, and then you had a Gataka behind, and then you.
That's it. That's the only thing I did for it. I did a couple weddings. I did
okay. But when you say weddings, when you say weddings, what do you mean?
Walk in for my mama's wedding.
Like people you know, or like just randoms?
No. Family only. I didn't do anything for like gigs.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you did no gigs, fine. I think I only did 1 or 2 gigs.
Listen, I wasn't minority mindset spewing the same story he says on every single podcast. So I learned the Dhol, and then with the Dhol, I learned to do this, and then I took it as a business, and then I realized, oh wow, I could play the Dhol everywhere I go. Yeah, listen, I've heard that story a million times, Geese. Yes, bruv. Every podcast tells the same story. I'm like, Geese, I'm never going to listen to your podcast ever again because you're just saying the same shit again and again. It's tiring.
Bro. Why are you hating on Sings, man? Like, just chill out.
I'm not hating on Sings. Just stop telling the same story. Okay, I get it. You use the Dhol.
That's his life, man. Don't listen to it like Bandika.
It's not his life. He's hiding best stuff that's behind a paywall. Okay, I know how it is. It's behind a paywall. All right, he wants you to subscribe. I know how this goes.
You know why he's saying that? Because he's had Robert Kiyosaki on there. Oh, bloody Indy. But yeah, I remember any family event, function, Jago, 18th, 21st. Even if they haven't asked me, I'm turning up, man. With the Dhol. I used to go up to DJ, be like, Dholi.
Oh, you wanted your moment.
literally. There was one, right? You know where we used to live, old house, right? Old house opposite, a couple of doors down, kind of like a family, but yeah, obviously a family friend. And the dad's equivalent, but was older than dad in that house, actually taught me to drive. Like outside of driving lessons, I used to go driving with him, like just to practice and stuff, right? I think it was his son's Jago party. This is at Junction 9, Bescott Football Ground, Sadler Centre, right? And they had this DJ. And anyway, so yeah, like I just take my toll, wherever, any party, I'm just going to play it, right? Went up to the DJ and I was like, Dolly Karan. That was my, that's my introduction. I was like,
did you have a shirt? Did you have a shirt that was maybe
I didn't
like a Dolly shirt with the name Karan on the back?
I
Karan
didn't. I
Blasters. Yeah.
Karan Blasters. Do you know what I loved as well, right?
Dol by Karan.
Tool like I love
DBK, not DBZ. DBK, baby.
Come here. So then the party was opening up, and he's opening the dance floor, and the DJ went, "Can we just request now, Dolly Karan, to come up?" And I was just like,
"Jock mode, that's right, me, baby."
Fully. Because remember, we're family friends on the road. We know none of these people are rishtadars, and I'm just there like, "Oh yeah, man." And the other thing was, it's not like we had a door which had the amp in there. So when you're blasting that,
you gotta hit it. You gotta tie it, man.
No, you can't hear it, man. Like I'm a kid at this point, right? So I'm just playing. I know I'm in beat. No one else knows I'm in beat.
Yeah.
And so all you get is, I used to hate this, man. I don't know if you hate this as well. So say you're playing the Dhol, right? And you're playing it. Wow, this has become such a proper Dhol segment, isn't it? So playing a Dhol, Indy, and you're just focusing on, you want to hit the beats. Like when it's like, I used to love Captain Bhangra.
Yes.
Captain Bhangra da. So I used to know all the beats, and Darshan was a classic one for the Dhol, right? And so you just want to hit those things. You want to be in time. And then you get people coming up to you, and then they want to dance with you whilst you're playing the Dhol. And it's really weird. Do you remember that? Like they just start like dancing up to you like this when you're playing the Dhol, and you're like, what do you want me to do here? Like I can't dance.
I want you to vibe with me, baby.
Yeah. But I'm not like this Dhol player is really confident who can do that.
You weren't that. You were like, no, I gotta stay on beat.
Beats my
Can you stop coming near me?
I was like, and I'm there. I'm not even smiling. That's the thing, like when you're in that.
Oh yeah, same.
Like,
I was a really Dhol player.
I'm really here.
No, gotta focus. I was a really Dhol player. I used to look down. I used to focus on the Dhol and make sure I'm hitting it. I would never look up. No engagement with the crowd. Nothing.
Yeah. This isn't for your entertainment. This is for my focus.
No one taught me confidence and looking out to the audience. No. It's just you play the Dhol. That's it. Okay.
None of this.
No.
Didn't do any of that shit. Didn't stand on anything. Was just there, just playing my Dhol.
Did you stand on a chair though?
Sometimes. Or I used to be on stage.
You definitely need a chair in it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I was so dedicated to the cause, right? Literally, I felt that I shouldn't take a break as well. Like,
oh mate.
And so what
I would do your arms
is
out.
You burn your arms out, right? And then I'd have like a little kid who'd be like a little apprentice, right? I'd be like, "Oi, Coke like Avenue," and he give me like a glass of Coke and like, right, back to
I'm good, let's go.
I'm good, let's go. Oh man, those Dhol days, man. I actually remember there was that same venue. We got there once, and next to the DJ set was here. You got the dance floor in front. You got everyone else sits out. Then there's a little, what you consider a backstage room. It's not. It's just like a little room. But in preparation for doing the Dhol set, me and my cousin went in there and we were just playing the Dhol for like an hour and a half.
Of course,
on our own,
living life,
getting ready for the set, which no one cared about and no one could hear. To then deliver the set, not eat your roti. Yeah, shout out by your mom. Roti yuni khadi, playing the Dhol, drink your classic Coke, and then go home very tired. And,
your camera's out of focus. Just do the hand thing. There you go. That's it. There you go. Well done. Baby. So do you think it should be compulsory for one of the kids to learn a Punjabi instrument? I think it should.
Yeah.
I'd love my kid to learn the sarangi. That to me would be beautiful. I think I'd cry a tear, like a full load of tears, yeah, if my child played the sarangi to me properly. Wow.
If you'd said that to me 3 months ago, I would be like, oh. But the fact you told me recently that you cry a lot and the stuff that makes you cry. Remember,
listen. This is my safe space, along with other people listening.
My safe space.
This is my safe space. Let me be safe, all right?
You're like, I cry. What did you ask me? You and Sandra there. You're like, when's the last time you cried? And I told you. And you're like, I cried last week. I see.
And you were like, like COVID. I'm like, excuse me? It's been 4 years. Yeah. Big man. I cried over a video I saw on TikTok earlier. Shut up.
What did you say there? Sarangi, right.
Sarangi,
So,
man.
I mean, I learned Vaja, which I will be teaching Ekam for Kirtan purposes. But I hope that also then is a segue into piano. And you want to learn piano, I also will be learning piano with her. From a string point of view, yes, Sarangi I like, but I also like the Dilruba, which is kind of like a smaller version of the Sarangi. So yeah, the stringed Sikh instruments are beautiful. And it's actually quite rare that you see them used kind of mainstream in Kirtan. But when you do hear them, you're like, wow, like you just take into a different.
Yeah,
The way it was
like
explained to
feeling.
me was like the Vajja, which is obviously traditionally German. It's not like of Sikh descent. The notes are very. You're on a note, you're not on a note. Like it's very linear. Whereas a stringed instrument, there's so much range that you can hit all these in between notes that are not possible on a Vajja, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just puts you in a different place, man, when you hear one of these stringed instruments. So, yeah, I agree. Do boys still learn the Dhol? I don't know if it's still as cool as when
mate,
it was the thing.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
I'll put it on your CV.
Yes, I put it on my CV.
Special skills, play the Dhol, all 2 beats. That's it.
Damn right.
I'll play
So
the darshan.
you play the Dhol, huh? Do you
7 minutes long?
Do you want to be there for our opening launch ceremony and play us a little bit? And you're like, I really need this minimum wage job, so yeah.
It's no problem. No problem. I can do it blindfolded. No issue.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anywho.
But yeah, Dad, Tumbi, that would be lit to learn. Dad and Tumbi, I feel like a wicked. But again, there's no official way of learning it. You have to find some start. Algorza, again, no official way of learning it. Bajja would be cool though. Should we get on to confessing?
Yeah, all right. All right, priest. I have sinned, Father, and this is my confession.
I feel like I should take a moment here because I finally had Dad over at the house on the weekend. The man, the myth, the legend came to the
CSK, the nemesis of all snails and slugs.
Listen, let me tell people about this. Oh, my God.
The videos I saw, the Punjabi Indy you used.
Listen. Let me land. Okay, let me land. All right, let's paint the scene. Okay, Mum and Dad arrive on Saturday. Great to have them over. Sandra's made a load of food. She's made gimma. She's made chole.
Gobi.
No gobi was made. No. With chole and gimma. Okay.
Lovely.
Sandra's dad came over for a bit to see my dad, which is cool. And then I said, okay, Dad, I called him in the week. I said, listen, we've got massive weeds growing at the back of our house in that alleyway. Like the shared
I still don't
alleyway.
understand. So podcast studio, the garage, is it behind that?
Behind the garage. Technically, we own that strip of land like that extends out to the back fence.
Got it. Okay.
I hadn't opened the door for 3 months. So I opened it with a bow and I thought, what has happened here? Like it just shot up. It looked like something out of the bin. Okay.
Jumanji. Yeah,
huge.
Jungle.
So I thought, okay, this isn't good. So I called Dad. I said, what do I do? He said,
isn't good.
Don't worry. I'll bring the Weedol. I was like,
oh, yes.
Mate, he bought a litre of Weedol, yeah? And then he bought this watering can.
Oh,
but he had me.
Oh, that's what it was in the video.
Running shuttles.
Do you know what I thought it was?
Hang on. No. Stop. I need to tell people exactly the story, okay? God. I ran back to the house. I had to do shuttles back and forth with the watering can and filling up Weedol each time, running back. And then I had a rake because Dad said we need to lower down the weeds so we can get to the roots right now.
Yeah.
So he had it and he was tying all the weeds to lower it down in spaces so you could get to the roots and pour all the Weedol on.
Got it.
That's what he was doing in the video.
Kill out the sauce. The video looked like he was watering them, trying to give them more pani. Like just watering because it's a watering can, right? So I was like, I thought you were trying to get rid of the weeds, then you give it a pani. I was like, this is a bit confusing.
Weedol.
That obviously makes sense. And then
we used a whole litre of it, right?
There was a lot of it.
And then he was showing me how to do it because obviously he's old. He's 70 years old, right? But he still
doesn't look it.
To him, it feels like it's just normal kheti work.
Gum.
It's normal gum to him. So he's like, yeah, this is fine. I can do it. But I'm thinking, Dad, you're 70 years old. You can't be doing this much manual labor. Show me how to do it so I can do it. So we did all that. Sandra and Mum were plucking weeds out of the actual garden itself. And I didn't understand what actually constitutes as a weed and what doesn't. I was like, they look nice. Dad said, no, it's a weed.
Yes. There are some. Yeah,
it's such a key lesson. I couldn't get it.
right? There are Decepticons. There are the obvious weeds, and then the ones you're like, oh, but no, because they're taking the nutrients away from the actual thing.
Exactly. So Dad pulled out. Yeah. He told us the ones to pull out of everywhere. Sanj and Mama pulled out a bunch, made us go back and pull out more because he can't bend much because of his knees. So me, Sanj and Mum were doing the bending and pulling things out. And at the end, the amount that we pulled out was unreal, like 7 or 8 trash bags worth of stuff. Then I cut the grass. Then we went inside and we chilled. We thought, okay, cool. Dad gave me a jet wash about 2-3 months ago. I haven't opened it yet. And he saw it and he said, have you opened it yet? I said, no. And he said, Charles, okay, tomorrow we will open it. I said, all right, cool. Everyone goes to sleep for like a reasonable hour, wake up the next day, come downstairs. Dad's already assembled it and he's sitting there waiting for me to come down.
Banduk.
Yeah, he's sitting there and he's like, okay, it's done. I said, all right, Dad.
7 baj gaye.
10 o'clock, yeah. I wake up. I'm in like home clothes, but not like manual labor home clothes, yeah. Fine. Then he said, let's start using it. I said, okay, fine. So he finds an accessory to plug into the hose, managed to get it all working. And then he started cleaning the tiles with it. And I thought, all right, Dad, that's cool. I didn't realize this was going to turn into a full-fledged experiment of let's clean the entire backyard house with the jet wash, the whole house. The whole 9 yards, right? So I'm thinking, I've just done labor yesterday. I'm still a bit sore, you know.
But
this is wild. And Dad's trying to do all the spraying. But again, Mum said to me, you need to take the jet wash out of his hand because his wrist is going to be hurting tomorrow and his shoulder. And I said, okay, fine. I'll try and do it. He's having so much fun with it. He won't give it to me. Okay, so I have to go up to him and like pull it out of his hands and say, give it to me and show me what to do so I know for next time. Kitch, right? Then he's starting to clean the windows at the back of the house. I said, okay. Then he said, no, I'm going to do the roof. Then he saw the roof and on the roof I had moss growing. He said, all right, we have to get up there and get off, yeah. I had a step ladder. He got me on the step ladder doing it all. Then he said, you need to get on the roof. And I was like, no. He said, you need to get on the roof. I'm going to pass you a broom. You need to get rid of the things out the gutter, and you need to take the jet wash and spray everything off, all the stuff. I said, okay. So Sanj got a video of me climbing through the window, saying, "What are you doing, Indy?" I said, "I'm probably going to die." So yeah, now I'm there spraying this at like 11:30 on a Sunday, and because it's all terraced houses, I can look around and see there's a Gora 5 doors down, looking up at me like this. With like a baduk in my hand, obviously like a jet wash baduk.
Oh my God, he's got a flamethrower.
All right, John. Yeah. So I had to wave at him, spraying things off, getting it all done. Went back downstairs, sprayed the back of the house again. Then he showed me how to do the tiles. I'm trying to do the tiles, and he showed me, you have to get in the crack of the tiles and get all the stuff out. What I don't think he grasped.
Pause.
Go on.
That is so satisfying. You know when you have moss and weed in between?
It's not satisfying.
No, I love it. You know when that bunny hits it and it goes when it comes out?
No, I don't mind that. But my worry was there's big ass gaps in here now. So I'm thinking, isn't this meant to be filled with stuff?
Yes.
There's not meant to be like pure gaps in it. He said, yeah, we will fill it. I said, with what?
Yeah.
With what? So all these gaps now that I've managed to pull all the weeds out and jet wash it all out or excess concrete it out, I need to fill that at some point.
Thanks, Dad.
Then we did about half of it. Then he started showing me how to do the actual wood, how to jet wash the wood. That is satisfying.
Which wood?
So there's wooden little plaques at the back of the house going around it.
Yes,
right?
yes.
He showed me how to jet wash that, and you visibly see it. You're like, oh, this is nice.
The dirt come off.
Oh man, all the dirt came off, all of it, and that all comes off, all well and good. And because he'd done half, he said, "Jalbas." I said, "No. I'm fully drenched right now. Let me just continue the entire back of the patio."
Yeah.
Because what's the point? I'm not going to get this back and do it again. I want it done for the summer. Yeah. So I carry on.
This is a once every 5 year job, man. It's not every year.
No, this is an annual job, clearly, right? So,
okay.
So I've taken it off him. He's gone inside now because he's tired. He's had a shower. He's come downstairs. I'm still doing it for like another hour and a half. From like 10:30 till like 2 o'clock. No, 2:30, sorry. All done. Everything's all jet washed and finished. All the tiles are clean. And I thought, okay, I can sit down now. Then he said, I got to take the jet wash back to Birmingham because I need it. The part that I've got from India isn't fitting onto the jet wash. I said, Dad, why don't you just take this one and I'll buy another one? He said, no, you get this. I'm going to go back to India eventually and
Of
I'm going to
course.
get
Next
the
week.
part changed because it doesn't fit. I said, it's not trial and error. Why don't you get it done over here? He said, because no one fixes it over here. I was like, all right, Dad, whatever makes you happy. But genuinely, I felt like for the first time in 32 years, I bonded with my dad. Properly bonded with Dad.
Okay, so I can't make fun of this now.
No, you can't.
How so?
I never understood my dad properly until I saw him doing that. Like all the housework, all the garden work. And I thought, oh, you just enjoy this because this is your growing up years, like your childhood years, I guess you can say. Like memories of being in the bin, doing all the kheti work all day. And that's it. And that's your happy place. And him doing this to him is just, he's expected to do it and he knows how to do it. And he felt happy doing it. And I thought, shit, I actually understand you now as like on like a better level. So to keep you involved in this, I need to run everything I'm doing in the garden past you to help you feel involved. But also, Bao isn't that asked about his garden, so he hasn't done it there. Okay. And he also stayed at the house. I don't think he stayed at my sister's or my brother's ever because it's driving distance away from home.
Makes sense.
So the fact that he stayed here, I had dinner with him, me and him alone. Like I bought some fish and chips and stuff, which was really mid, by the way. I'll come to that in a sec. £24, by the way, for 2 fish and chips. What the fuck?
Whoa.
Yeah. Anyway,
told you not to move to London.
Anyway, so yeah, I got him, and I was like, oh, I understand you now as a person. So that was big for me, and I didn't think I'd get that understanding with him ever. And the fact that I have meant a lot to me.
Big take. I think, like you said, he's obviously competent in doing it. That's one. And I think I was talking to Jamie about this today. I asked him the question, what things do men do to feel confident? We were talking about this during our session. And I think when men feel confident, productive, like they're doing something, especially with their hands, that's important. So I guess that's part of it. I guess the second part is the feeling from his point of view that he's passing on this knowledge and skill set to you now.
I think
the imparting of knowledge. And
yeah,
I think there's two things here. I think as young Punjabi men, sometimes we're just like, I don't need to learn this, or why, like we're a bit resistant. And I think from their perspective, sometimes they're not really natural teachers. They don't really know how to maybe engage with us to make us like understand why this is relevant and maybe why you should learn this skill.
And they don't also don't know how to relate to you with stuff that you're interested in.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend of ours about this last week, and he said, because we're the kids of immigrants, we have the knowledge of living over here and the knowledge of what it is to actually be somebody who is, from India and their experience. It's on us to go to their level and understand them, and also embed ourselves in today's world and fulfill the requirements needed on us in England, America, wherever you are, right? That's on us to sort, not our parents, because they only know the way of life that they have. We're more emotionally mature. We've been brought up in today's society, so we should take that step. And that hit me. I was like, yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. Even though it can be an actual ball ache, it is worth doing.
Okay. Now that you've had your Senti moment, now let me come to...
Go on.
Oh, I really want to know. Tell me CSK's Dushmani. You understand when Dushmani?
Enemy.
Good. With the snail and the slugs.
He calls snails bastards. Basically, he saw
please,
all these...
Wait. Do the impression. Give me a sentence. Give me a sentence.
Bastard. I said, okay, all right, okay. And he said, okay. Garam pani nu chak. I said, okay, all right. So
and you're like, no, kosa, tata.
No.
You're like, I know all the words, Dad.
He said, garam pani, go and get the bucket, and put the hot pani in it. I said, all right, fine. Filled it up, came back, and this guy poured it all over these slugs that were like stuck onto the wall. Not slugs, sorry, snails that were stuck onto the walls. He just tossed it all over them. And I thought, this is inhumane. He's like, no, these are bad for your garden. I said, all right, Dad, okay. So he absolutely obliterated all of them. Because he said, all they do is just suck up all your food and take all your nutrients. And they're not needed.
They eat all your butte. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So he killed all those off. What I didn't know is that this week at nighttime, I was looking out in my back garden, and obviously I took a video on my phone of my neighbor feeding the foxes, because I was like, I can't believe they actually do this, right? And they're throwing all their bones out to the back garden. I thought one of them had landed in our garden. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I go into the garden, turn the lights on, bare slugs out everywhere.
Right.
And I'm thinking, I never had these slugs before. It's all because we've cleared out a bunch of stuff. They've now come to the surface and they're now moving around openly.
Right.
So at nighttime, I've got to go out and kill those as well with like salt, because you just pour salt on them and they shrivel up and die.
Look at you, man. I mean, there's Monty Don, and he had a show about gardening. I think next year, guys, if you want to see this live show,
I don't like this. I hate
Joe, Jeremy Clarkson.
Absolutely hate. I hate how much pain I've been in all week because of it. Like my fucking, jet washing for 4 hours. The pain it does on your wrists. Oh my god!
Repetitive strain.
I sat there and thought, I should have worn gym wrist straps. Okay, I needed them. I really needed them to keep my wrist straight. Because all of it doing this and this, I couldn't move my left wrist the next day. It was that bad.
Jeremy Clarkson's show about farming.
Clarkson's farm. Yeah.
Right. KLR's kingdom. That's great. You're kind of. I just love. I really enjoy, or not enjoy, what I think is fascinating. It's just, you've gone from living at your parents' house where you didn't have to maintain a garden, to being in a flat with a balcony where you killed all your butte, to becoming a proud homeowner and not realizing how much of the stuff you have to do. Man. And you're just discovering, like, oh, I have to maintain that as well. Oh, I have to deal with this shit as well that no one's dealt with for like 20 years.
Yeah, and then
I love it.
Then he had like weed and feed for the for the grass, which actually looks greener, but there's still weeds in there that I need to pull out, and he won't let me do it. He said, "No, leave it. Keep doing this weed and feed." I said, "All right, whatever." So I'll do the weed and feed. I'll pull it out. I'll do that eventually. And yeah, he was just happy in his element the whole time.
With a bright gulabbi bug.
Bright gulabbi bug, indeed.
Bright, and wedding day color. Gulabi Paga, man. Like
Sanj had this garden carpet, right? And she hadn't washed it at all.
What's a garden carpet?
It's like an outdoor carpet that you put down on the floor, and it's just made for outdoor purposes. So it's weather resistant and stuff. But it used to be white; it now turned grey. Dad said, "Pass it here." He jet washed the shit out of it for half an hour. Like, he was so happy with it afterwards. He got there, he put it all on, sprayed it all out. He was so happy. Completely white, brand new.
That's it.
Brand new. He loved it. He was so happy.
That's it.
So happy. So
I love how parents. This is a good example in your house here. Like, you've got this new property, new house. It's got its challenges. You're working through it. Like, you both, work full time and you're trying to do all the stuff inside the house or whatever. And then you got parents come in, and you got Sanjay's dad who's been doing loads with you as well. They're just like, let's just fix it. Like, let's just do stuff. And they're just motivated to just.
They see a problem. They're like, let's just fix it. Yeah, done. We'll do it.
And you think about when we have kids, like it's called a handyman. Do handyman.
Yeah. To be fair, I think all the stuff I've learned from dad, I feel like I've got an okay grasp on a few things. Not everything. The few things that they've shown me. The kitch, all that stuff. Like, I've seen bits. So I'm thinking, okay, yep. Don't say that. Daddy or the kill. Yeah, Daddy G or the kill. There you go.
Yeah, don't say that. He's gonna lose respect to you.
What?
If you say it like that, like the most like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Don't say it like that.
I was just mocking you with how you said it.
Yeah, that's fine. Tiga.
So, that's my confession, bro. And I feel like it's a nice little note to end it on. However, I have one last thing. You know how that song with Biggie Smalls, 10 Crack Commandments? There should be something called the 10 Jat Commandments, because there should be 10 rules that every son of a Jat needs to know. And we have to think on this and come back next week and put together 10 Jat Commandments. Okay, this is not promoting casteism. This is simply understanding.
I was going to say, we talk about this all the time. And you're
this is simply understanding the essentials you need to know as a son of a farmer. That's it, right? That's all I'm saying.
The number one rule is, you understand the word home?
No.
Home means ego. Tika?
Home means what? Go.
Ego.
Ego, yeah.
Yeah, so like in Sikhi, you would say home is like, your biggest enemy. But what we have learned is home is not the enemy. Snail bastard is the enemy. Number one. Number one.
All right, we will write that down and we'll add to that slowly over time.
CSK's rules for life. You know, Jordan Peterson has 12 rules for life. Oh, we need a CSK version. Oh, okay.
Do you want to change it from 10 Jack commandments to 10 CSK commandments?
Just get rid of rules for life. We'll make it on the Jordan Peterson thing. I want you to actually sit with CSK or call him and be like, Dad, this is what you say. Daddy, Dad, whatever you called him. ਤੁਹਾਡੇ 10 life ਦੇ ਅਸੂਲ ਕੀ ਹੈ? Asool means rules.
Bloody hell.
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? Asool. What do you live by, Dad? Get 10 things that he actually genuinely ask him. Because
I feel like the 10 commandments of a Jot are better, to be fair, but okay.
You frame it how you want to frame it, but I think it's going to be
I feel
gold.
like that is better for just garden Ketty specific work. Okay.
Oh, no. I want his take on life.
No, I'm talking about garden specific.
No,
okay?
no,
I'm not talking
no,
about anything else.
Oh, okay. So when you're using the word Jat, do you mean Jat as farmer?
Yeah, man.
Farmer.
I mean actual farmer. I'm not promoting casteism. I'm saying no, just doing actual farm work. All right. 10 Kisan commandments. Is that better? Okay.
And then 10 CSK life.
There you go. 10 Kisan, 10 CSK. Done.
You're a coward. You're a coward.
Yes, that could be one.
That could be one of them. Don't be coward.
Don't be coward.
Don't be coward. Oh, you got a gift. There. Did you get a gift from?
People are going to hold tight for that for next week. Okay, next week.
The merch.
Next week.
Okay, all we're going to suffice is to say CSK has landed as a supplier in India. All Indian doctor merch in the future will be coming from this supplier.
It will not be coming from this supplier. The supplier is terrible. But it's me and my mum trying. Me, my mum and my dad tried. They really tried. Okay. But it's just not, it's not it.
Okay.
But I appreciate the effort. See ya.
There you go.
Okay. Next thing. Hanji. Hello, people.
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Hello, friends. The World Cup is coming soon, but guess what I saw, Karan? That is linked to the World Cup, but it's also linked to our culture. Jude Bellingham has released his first signature logo for his new campaign. Have you seen the logo?
I have seen the logo and I don't agree with the
Let me just put the logo on screen. Wait
Yes.
for it.
What
What does that logo look like, bruv?
Looks like it, but it's not that.
What does it look like, bruv?
It looks like Onkar.
Thank you, bro. It does look like a Onkar, doesn't it?
It doesn't though.
It does, bro.
The guy's name is Jude Bellingham, which is JB.
Listen, there are many JB fonts you can go with. That looks like, I don't care what you say. Either,
Look at it.
hang on. Either there is a Singh on his branding team that has done that Janake because he's like, listen, I've got to represent my people here. Okay. If it is you, Singh, salute, respect. Okay. If it isn't, and it's a mad coincidence, I am shocked at the likeness factor. Okay.
No, but okay. You've seen a Onkar.
Yes, I have, Baji.
The fleck on the Onkar. It's completely missing.
Onkar.
It's completely missing.
The Onkar. No, it's not.
It is. Go
They
Google
shaved that. Okay, fine. The Onkar has been shaved off, but come on, man. You can see it. You can see it.
I can also see JB as well. I can see JB as well.
Yeah, but I can see if I just have the Onkar on top of there.
Yeah. I understand.
If I put the Onkar on that, you're like, okay, all right, bro. It's a bit sus.
Could be, yeah.
Thank you.
But it's not. So
I thought it was.
You think? We'll remove this so the Sikhs won't get angry and
yes.
No.
Or someone sat there. He said, maybe it's too bait. I should just take the Onkar off, and then
maybe
wink,
he's
wink,
giving us.
nudge,
This is the bad
nudge.
signal. He's like my singer
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. All the things will know. Yeah, I'll have sick Twitter on one. Okay.
So man, he's coming on up.
So hang on, isn't that Biadbi?
Is what? Sorry, Biadbi.
Sorry.
Biadbi. I teach you the words. And I don't know what you do. You spend a week like without me, and then you just come back. It's not Biadbi. I'm like, no, it's not, darling.
Biadbi. Okay.
No, why is it Biadbi? You've got to factor in the intentionality. That's part of it. You can have Biadbi even if your intention is not Biadbi. I'm not saying that, but here generally, I don't think his intention is to anger the Sikh population. It's not Onkar. It's JB. Jude.
So the next question is: should we embrace Jude as one of our own? Because the logo is similar.
Well, बढ़िया बंदा है ना? He's killing it. He won the Champions League. Gave credit to his mom. He's doing interviews in Spanish. Like
Did you see how he started fake crying in his interview?
I haven't seen that. Okay, he's fake crying, is he? Okay.
Pretty funny. But he picked up Spanish quicker than I picked up Punjabi, so respect.
There you go. Well, he's like, look, I like
Did
that.
a whole
He's
interview in
like,
Spanish.
I'm there. They've invested in me. Chance of a lifetime. Platform. 20 years old?
19, 20, yeah.
Bro, I mean, come on. How old was Ronaldo when he hit Real?
23.
Older? Yeah. Still young, right? But that's mad moves, man. Football career, till, let's say, high-level football till he's 30? Is that fair?
Probably 30, yeah.
Yeah, and then he might do this thing where they all go and play in like weird leagues and make lots of money and then become a coach.
Might come to the Premier League. Who knows, mate? Who knows?
He might come back. Yeah, he's killing it. Now, I think he's going there now as well, isn't he? Mbappe.
Yes. Kylian, yes.
Kylie. Did you watch the game, by the way?
Which one?
The Champions League final.
I saw the second half because I was with my mum, dad, and so. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you were doing heavy labor. I
was doing good calm, spending time with the family.
You had no time to watch. You weren't allowed. Yeah, again, you're a football guy, right? So I'm going to ask for your take on this. So my reading of the game was Dortmund.
Wait, why were you watching it?
I watch big finals. Not the FA Cup.
Very surprised. Okay.
That doesn't count.
The FA Cup counts, Budgie. It counts.
I know you won.
FA Cup counts.
No,
Thank you.
So
thank you. This is why I'm wearing my shirt shamelessly today. Thank you.
World and the Champions League. Those are the main ones I watch.
Okay.
And to be fair, this year I did watch Man City when they won the title. So I watched that day.
Okay.
So key stuff I watch, right? But not the FA Cup. Just to be clear, right?
Okay.
Anyway, so Dortmund for me were playing much better football, creating all the chances.
Yes.
Real were dirty, but then they had. Why are you stroking yourself like that, man? That's just weird. No, he didn't. Thing is, one is fine. You went. I played Dortmund playing good football. You went. Guys, go on YouTube and just watch Indy just touch himself. It's just brilliant, man. I don't know what he's doing.
Touch.
Touch me. Yeah, and then Real just had 2 minutes of brilliance, and and this happens in cricket. It happens in lots of other sports as well, where you can have one team playing absolutely shit, and then the other team. See what it looks like is that they're lucky, but you're going to tell me now as a football person, it's not luck. Is that what you're going to tell me?
No, I think they were lucky. I'm not going to say that.
Is it
I feel like Dortmund
they
were a better team, but they just didn't finish their dinner. That's it. It's quite simple. You have to score, and they didn't. Ultimately, it came back to bite them in the ass. Because Real Madrid are kings of being inevitable, right? It's inevitable that they will win, but you have to make it difficult.
Because of what?
Heritage, man. They've won like 15 Champions Leagues. You know how that's insane? 15 Champions Leagues.
I thought it was 5. Okay, 1-5. Okay.
Man United have won 2. Okay.
And Barca 5.
I think 5.
I thought Real was 5. 15. Wow, that's
maybe more. This is their 15th. This is what they call football heritage. Okay.
Legacy.
Right. How many CLs have Barca won? Let's see. Barca have won 6 No, 5. You are right. 5. Liverpool have won more. 6.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, give me and definitely 15. Yeah, for Real.
Just checking now. Oh no, sorry. Man United won 3. My bad.
Okay.
How many CLs have Real won? I think it's 15. Yeah, 15. Yeah, there you go.
And there's no one better than them. Then they outright.
No. The nearest one is AC Milan with 7.
Wow. Okay, so they are the most successful club ever.
Champions League level, yeah.
No, but what's bigger than Champions League for club football?
I'm sure they'll make up some competition in the future. Who knows?
No, but now up until this point, is that correct?
Biggest European title, yeah.
Yes, you're right. Okay, it doesn't include all the Americas and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay, from a European point of view, it's the biggest, the most successful club ever.
Yes, but
wow, 15. I guess it just seems unfair that you can play shit, but then have these like moments of magic. Like it's obviously not, because then you have to finish it and you're right.
Does that not happen in cricket all the time?
No, it doesn't. I said that at the start. It's just don't you you feel for the other team, like, oh my god, he created the chances, this, but like you said, it doesn't equate to anything.
There you go.
Doesn't mean nothing, does it? Like shots on target, all this, these bollocks stats.
No one cares. Yeah. No one cares. All right.
Win loss. That's it. WL.
Boss.
Yeah. But we had 95% of the ball possession. We had great ball possession. Shots on target.
Only one team came to win. Yeah, shut up, all right? No one cares.
Yeah.
What does the box score say at the end? What's the final score? What's the final score, big man? Final score is we won and you lost. Baja, okay?
How do you think Real feel when they win like that? They just be like,
They don't care. No one.
Just
Thing
chilling.
is, no one cares about your performance. All you care about is did you lift the trophy.
results.
Ultimately, that is what it comes down to on the day.
It's true.
Thank you.
No one cares about the podcast. It's just all about the stats, right?
I didn't say that at all, but okay. Right, moving on to
Go on,
topics. Obviously, it is election season. Obviously,
Shindy's
with
birthday.
elections come funny moments.
Yeah.
And with funny moments equals memes. So, Karan,
Oh god,
you
Indy is
seen
the
the
king
memes
of
I've been
memes.
sending you.
Yeah, I have sent them. Yeah, they're very
So,
good.
so. Let's get these up, shall we? Okay. I feel like Labour are beating the Tories at memes. For example, have you heard that Rishi Sunak is saying, "Oh yeah, I think it's good for everybody to do mandatory service,
National service. Yeah,
national service mandatory.
Yeah.
It can be army, it can be community, whatever." Yeah. Obviously, the scream out headline is, "Yeah, it's basically army." All right, which isn't true. Obviously, I'm being facetious. Yeah.
yeah.
So what's funny is Labour have started editing all these clips of saying these iconic moments you wouldn't have because if his national service thing comes in, you won't get this. Like Michael Owen's goal against Argentina in the World Cup. He was a teenager when he scored that goal, and they said if Rishi Sunak's thing came into action, we wouldn't have this moment. And I thought, oh, fuck
Wow, stretch.
That is so malicious.
That's so
but
funny.
equally-
And football is so important as well.
Yes, it is.
So-
and it's
that's so
right
good.
on time ahead of the Euros,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I sat there and thought, that's actually really funny, and I'm very impressed. People were calling this the TikTok election because
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, they're all calling it the TikTok election because both of them are trying to do like memes and making funny shit, and some of it is going viral for those little short attention span kids that haven't voted before. So
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think Rishi was this fiery, man, but he's coming out, man, with some stuff.
yeah, he's also coming out with jokes as well, bro. But yeah.
True. But other debate, he was just like, no, answer the question. Answer the question. What are you going to do? I got the planes. I got the deterrents. What are you going to do? You're going to take down the gangs? How are you going to take down the gangs? To be fair, the moderator was like, answer the question. Answer Mr. Sunak's question, please. Like, Darren, this is so funny. I was like,
But the
go on,
moderator,
Rishi.
right?
Go
The
on, Rishi.
moderator at that thing said, yeah, 45 seconds. I said, what is this? The American elections? What are you going to say in a 45-second soundbite? Nothing. And then someone's going to shout. The second she said that, I said, someone's going to shout over someone. And then what did they do? They both kept shouting over each other. So I thought, great.
No, I guess the point of that is be succinct in your answers.
As podcasters, nothing is more jarring than trying to hear somebody speak and another one is speaking over them. It's just, it makes you want to scream. Okay, it's that bad. Was not good viewership, not good listenership.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true, but I did like the fact they were animated. I guess the 45-second rule was about keeping the answers succinct. For example, I do not believe Keir Starmer's answer. If you had a family member who needed life-saving treatment,
Yeah.
would you go private? I think you would.
That
mate.
was
Like,
funny. That was funny how you said that. He's like, no, I'm an NHS kid. I said, big man, I know you're trying to go for that vote, but equally, you have the peas and you have the dollar. Please go and attend to your family member privately. Okay. Don't be stupid now out of national pride or something. All right. Don't.
Exactly. That's why I thought Rishi's answer was so
Even if
on the point. He's like, yes.
everybody had that choice. Everybody
Would
had
do
the
it.
best ear. You would do it. Okay.
Why wouldn't you
Once.
do it? And this is actually, I was speaking to my sister about this. I think it was question time, BBC, when Farage was on there, when Piers Morgan on the other side.
Yeah.
I agree with what Farage said in terms of.
Please be careful. You agree with what Farage said.
No,
Fuck
he's talking about the NHS and he was talking about, I think he used the French healthcare system as an example when he was referencing this. He's talking about a dual, it's something I've told you about many times on the podcast. It's this dual stream thing, right? Have the NHS, you try to turn the burden off the NHS, have a private acute. So now we've got elective at the moment, but acute version. So you've got a headache, you're having a heart attack, you can go privately, be seen for the people that can pay. And then I think it was the Labour shadow health secretary, maybe, or was he? I can't remember who he was. The one next to him was like, no, you can't have this. Yeah. No, you can't have this. I was like, listen to what he's actually saying. He's not saying get rid of the NHS. He's saying have a parallel system. That's all I was going to say about Farage. Nothing else. You see about the milkshake of the Farage?
Yeah, I saw that. It was funny, but then I thought
he's like this.
it was funny, but then I thought, Oh yeah, maybe throwing a milkshake on people isn't cool, because if that happened to other people, there'd be uproar on it. So it's just because no one likes
it's
him,
just
therefore
right.
it's
Just like it's
acceptable.
funny. Yeah,
That's it.
it's
Yeah.
so bad.
Some say, is it a political stunt to get attention?
Okay.
Could be. Anyway,
Oh, just,
going back to the
memes.
actual memes
Mm.
on the debate. You know how he was tweeting Sunak somehow. He was magically tweeting while also being on air. People were quote tweeting him saying, "Aren't you meant to be on the telly?"
Okay.
Because they didn't really go. I think they were taking the piss, obviously, because I know it's not him tweeting; it's obviously a team member.
Yep.
But that was funny. And also, when you listen to people in the public on Twitter as they're rage tweeting, it's a sight to behold. This is why I have Twitter, because when the debate's going on, I zone out and I look at what Twitter's saying. And some people are saying, let them go on Takeshi's castle and fight it out like real men.
OG show,
great viewership.
Takeshi, you can't hide on Takeshi's cancel. What I will say is that the people that I used to see on Takeshi, doesn't matter how hard the task was and how many times they're falling over and like nearly killing themselves, they're always smiling. They're so happy indeed. They're just like,
oh yeah. Happy to be there, man.
They're so happy to be there, man.
Absolutely loving it.
Oh,
but yeah, memes are where it's at, man. Twitter's lit right now. You need to jump on during the debates. I'm going to miss it tomorrow because I'm driving back to mum and dad's. But yeah, I'm going to jump on afterwards and have a look and try and watch it all and try and recapture the magic, because it is top tier entertainment.
Special, yeah. I saw a reel from a lady. I don't know where it was, but it looked like one of these question time shows. I don't know if you've seen it, but she's basically having a rant about migration. And she went in, man. And it was something like this lady saying everything we're thinking, but don't have the balls to say. She's like, what's too much? This is too much. There's no places in schools. There's no places in the NHS. No means no. Stop letting everybody in. And actually, as I've got older now, before, when I would hear like policies about migration and net migration, I hear people talking about it. I didn't really have an opinion on it. And now I've worked in the NHS for a long time, and then that's kind of my lens when I'm thinking about resource, right? I'm like, okay, like there has to be a better way. Like what do other countries do? I actually don't know the answer to this, by the way. But how do you control migration? I know they're talking about it, right? And they're talking about in their policy what you're going to do, and we're going to have planes. And what did Keir Starmer say? He's going to have like a border force team or something. I don't know.
Something like that. I think he's trying to say he'll go to the other side and work with the French authorities to stop the gangs from even working to get people to cross the border illegally via boats. That's his approach. I feel
so
like
his is the upstream, and then Sunak's is more. What about the ones that are already here?
Rwanda, right? That's not really going to work. But okay, with the whole migration policy, it's gotten worse since Brexit. Yeah, that's not
in terms of when you say worse. Do you mean there's
in
been
terms
more
of
influx?
net migration figures of people that are coming in? It's worse from Brexit. Okay, it's meant to get better, take control of your borders, all that shit. Got worse. Okay, point number one. Point number two. There's not a legal and safe route for people to come to the UK to apply for asylum from a number of countries.
Right.
When you ask them, give me the legal and safe route, they can't, because there isn't one. So it's really shady of them to say they can't be coming over and doing this. So say, okay, if you give them a safe and legal route, then that's a deterrent, I guess you can say. Also, maybe not underfunding the actual processing of visas and applications, and actually getting that a bit more streamlined and working is the best way of going about this and tackling it, not just longing it out, and therefore having taxpayers' money being spent on all these hotels, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That lady.
That's the key little like ding 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 sound, right? And it's like, okay, I get it, but you're not being honest, and that's what fucks me off. Neither of you are being honest. Say it how it is. Say that it's fucked. Say there's no legal and safe routes for a number of countries. Say why and deal with it, big man.
You know that last bit, deal with it. It's like and again, this is just the lens of wisdom. Some of the questions that were posed, like you had the teenager who'd asked this question about when will you start caring about us?
Oh, that was a banging question though.
Yeah, it was, but it's like a lot of these questions that were asked, these aren't small problems that, like you said, can be answered in 45 seconds, right? And actually a 5-year term also is not going to fix. These are long things. And I think sometimes, although it's important that, our leaders should be accountable, I think the other side of that is some people just the depths to which they will moan about shit.
Hang on. Hold on. Are you saying this kid was moaning?
No. It wasn't the kid. It was one of the other people who had asked the question. I was like, I need to frame this properly.
Because I don't think that kid was.
No.
I don't think anything the kid said was wrong.
No,
he was
it wasn't
saying,
wrong. I
I've
think
been
it's just
notoriously fucked. Right?
Yeah, but the answer or the solution to what you want isn't simple. It's nuanced and it's long, and it will take time. So now I don't know how.
Yes.
But then the whole debate, the whole answer would just be like, "That's a big problem. We agree it's a big problem. This is what we can try and do, but you need to be okay with that. It's not going to be a fix. There's no instant fix for any of these things. Migration, the NHS, education. There is no instant fix. And I kind of at 34 years old, that's kind of where I sit, and I'm like, okay, yeah, there isn't an instant fix. So what's the best?
But can you propose a fix without slinging mud at the other person? That's all I want to hear.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Give me a fix without calling the other person a failure.
£2,000. £2,000. £2,000.
The other person hasn't got a plan. So it's like, okay, you've been shit. You aren't going to be good. I'm like, this is a great middle, guys. Well done. Fantastic. Great political debate. And what I find annoying is that these problems that are bigger and bigger and bigger because they've not been dealt with by anyone for years, because they've not been dealt with, they balloon into these massive problems, and then that can't be fixed quickly. So you need to have a long-term approach. The problem with long-term approaches is everyone wants a short-term fix now to make their life better now.
Correct.
Whereas you can't deliver that to people in an economy where we have no money. So,
and I think this is the other thing.
It's tricky.
It's very tricky, and I think what's her name? Not Theresa May. Who's the PM?
Liz Truss, who fucked the economy.
Right, Liz Truss. That's it. Yeah. So Starmer was like, well, she's doing unfunded tax cuts. He was saying that, and then Sunak was basically saying, look, you can propose all this policy, but the money has to come from somewhere. There has to be a trail, right? You can't make up money. I think that's, again, as you get older, you realize everything's a trade-off. If you're doing this, then you're losing the money here. Come in.
You can't make up money, but then don't go writing off furlough amounts of money for billions of pounds saying, I'm just going to write it off. I'm like, big man, you say you have no money,
and then
go and find the fucking money instead of chasing me, a small business owner, over like an unpaid tax bill and sending the authorities after me when I didn't know I registered for VAT accidentally. How about that? Because that would be nice. I mispaid VAT. I paid it back, and then I got it back afterwards just to settle the score, yeah?
Good lad,
but big man, I am not the problem here. There's billions out there that have been that are missing that you could just get back, and maybe that would help. But no, it's like, you know what? I'm just going to write it off. Let's just turn over a new leaf, and let's just move forward, yeah?
I haven't looked at all of the Conservative memorandum and policies, but there was something thrown around in that debate, which I do want to look into, which is Rishi saying, or apparently saying that he's going to get rid of IHT. And I was like,
what's IHT?
Inheritance tax. Death tax.
He's going to get rid of it.
Yeah, I was like,
fuck.
Really? Hell. I was like, okay. Again, that you hear that as a headline, you're like, that's great, but what's really going to happen? Like, okay, if you're getting rid of that, and then apparently he's getting rid of NI as well, so national insurance is going, inheritance tax is going. IR35 भी ਤੁਸੀਂ IR35 ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ repeal ਕਰ ਲਓ, that would be really good for as well. Yeah. I don't know.
It's crazy.
But then if you think about all these problems, and when I think about them as a whole, one of the biggest things has to be is population, because the schooling, the resource, the NHS, a lot of this stuff is strained by the numbers we're trying to serve. And so I feel like that surely has to be another. And again, this is one of the things that the lady said in the rant, which partly I agree with, but then there are examples in our own families where I would be hypocritical if I did say it, but she's basically saying, look, you're letting in all these people who have no interest or no desire to learn English and integrate.
How do you know that? Have you gone and spoken to them?
Yeah. No, but that's a fact. That's a fact, right? So working in the NHS...
Hang on. Hold on. How's that a fact?
Okay, so for example, and she quoted the same thing. There are people in the NHS who come in and then they have to book interpreters. And she was saying this example about how, okay, 3 interpreters have been booked in for this outpatient clinic, didn't attend, the interpreters are still being paid, taxpayers' money. Why? No, and my problem isn't booking interpreters, right? And they're obviously Whereas, for example, my dad, he doesn't speak English, right? So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to be hypocritical. But I understand the notion of what she's saying, that if somebody's coming here as a young person, let's say, who wants to integrate in society and provide and not be on the benefit system, then yeah, I think part of that should be, and I know it's definitely part of, if you want to, naturalization, I think it's called, when you get a British passport and all that stuff, there is an exam you sit and it's all like English is part of that. I do agree. I feel that if people do want to come and live here in the UK going forward, there should be part of it should be that you want to integrate in some way in society.
But but this is what I don't understand. How can you say that they're going to not, how can you say they're not going to integrate into society?
You mean until they do it? I mean, how do you know before, is that what you're saying?
Well, how do you know before? I mean, you could say that about our parents that came to the UK that couldn't speak English.
No,
My dad couldn't.
That's what I said. It's hypocritical, but I understand part of what she's saying. I think, when let's say when the initial immigrants, the hardworking ones came in, I think when she looks at people like that, this person I'm talking about, this as an example, hardworking, coming here, want to establish family, let's say good people, right? I think she's talking about there are certain people who are clearly just coming here. Oh, yeah, then she went off on. She goes, you come here and you just have all the babies you want. You don't do any work. You just off, man.
Have all the babies you want.
Yeah.
I need to. You know the point about benefits. Benefits are fuck all, right? Like they are. You can't live off benefits. It's not enough money at all. It's stripped back to bare minimum amounts. The benefit system is supposed to be there to protect you if you fall out of employment, right? When you look at the numbers behind how much you actually get paid, it will not get you by. It's fucking nothing.
What's the point you're trying to make there? You're trying to say...
The point I'm trying to make is, whenever people say they're coming over here to try and get our benefits, you can't live off those benefits.
Okay. But are you saying therefore, let's take that point further, that people should get more benefits? Or are you saying that actually, no, we should scrap that and people should basically be working?
No, I'm just saying it's a no argument whenever people say they're coming over for our benefits. I'm like, have you tried living off those benefits? It's not just that. That might be a part of it, and there is that one bit of incentive, which I understand. However, I don't think that's fully correct. And some of the conditions that a lot of people are put in when they come over here illegally and they are detained, I guess you can say, or being held at X amount of place. Some of the places are fucking horrible. Like, that BB Stockholm, the barge that had Legionnaire's disease. So it's not like they're just sitting there cotching in like 5-star hotels. Ain't that okay?
Some of them aren't. Some are though.
No, they're not.
Not 5-star. Okay, no one's in 5-star. But I'm saying, what they're saying is they're alluding to is that some is another on the benefit thing. There are a lot of people who are doing. Again, I know some examples. People are claiming benefits, but they're clearly doing cash in hand work as well. And they're and people do, and
that's wrong.
That happens. Yeah, that's wrong. I do support the policy they were talking about trying to get more people back into work. That's important.
Yeah, but also trying to force people in. The problem with that is when you try and set up a private corporation to do that for you, they're incentivized by numbers to force people back in, not to look at the health condition fairly and accurately and then say, well, this person isn't ever going to be fit for work because they're completely, screwed. They've got this problem that is debilitating for them all the time. They have fits all the time. I don't know. They can't work from home. Anything, fill in the space. Okay. That's problematic when you start putting that language in and saying, well, here you go. Let's just get people back into work. It's like, yeah, you can try, but out of those numbers, I'm a stats person, right? I want to look at the stats, see how many people are actually ill, see what they're suffering from, see is there any recovery from that, and then say this is a working case, or is this just a quick fix, which all governments like to do, to try and make the numbers sound better, to get people to spend tax money, to then push into the economy, to keep the economy going. It's all a circle, right? So,
all right, 2 questions. Let me ask you 2 questions then. These are
go for it.
A bit more abstract, a bit deeper. Do you think in modern society, the social state, let's call it, should exist?
Yes.
Do you think it's okay? Why do you think everyone should be responsible for those who can't provide?
Because we have been responsible for them. Sorry, that social net is built for you in the future when you're unable to provide. For example, mass layoffs at the moment in marketing.
Okay.
Right. In my job alone, people have jumped out of work, and even if they applied on the welfare state, it wouldn't cut any mustard for them. Yeah. They're not out of work because they physically can't get a job. They're just trying to get back into their profession. Fair enough. You can go and take a minimum wage job somewhere and go and stack shelves.
Yeah.
Completely get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they probably will go and do that for the meantime to pass them by, to keep them going. However, it doesn't mean that if you fall permanently sick or disabled, you shouldn't have that there to support you for something that wasn't your fault. That's the distincting factor I think that needs to be made. So
this comes under my second part of the question here. There are a number of medical conditions where the condition is a direct consequence of someone's behavior, intentional behavior. Would you, in this other world, let's call it, differentiate between, well, no one told you to eat chips 3 times a day, drink beer all day, smoke 60 fags a day, and then you're going to get these complications, everything, therefore you can't contribute to society and work, which is all self-inflicted. Would you differentiate between that versus someone who's born with a condition, for example, or has something which, like, for example,
you can try, but how are you going to be able to action that?
No, I'm not asking you from a how does this look practically. I'm just asking you from a what's your thought on it from just a theoretical perspective, your philosophy.
Theoretically, I would then sit back and think, hang on, is it cheaper to afford that bad food like chips over something like a healthier alternative, which is one part of it? Okay, so fast food can sometimes, from really shitty places, can be cheaper, for example, than cooking a meal at home. That's a full nutritious meal. Fair?
Yeah. So your point there is why does it exist that it can be cheaper?
And then added to that, why are you also selling the shit that are making people bad? So why are you selling cigarettes when you know that it harms health overall long term? Why are you selling alcohol if it does that? That's a more holistic approach than just blaming the person for consuming it. Okay, so if you take it a few steps back and say, well, actually, why is that even in circulation? Or why is it built that way? You then understand things on a deeper level. And you're like, well, it's all a bit of a game here, isn't it?
Well, so money, isn't it? And I agree with that. I think you're right if you take it upstream. But then you do devolve all responsibility off the person as well. For example, if the NHS, if we had American-style healthcare system, then I think people really would think about, okay, maybe I should invest in my health and prevention is better than cure, and I should really think about stuff. There are people who still wouldn't. But I think more people would. If they saw the size of these bills.
Yeah. If they saw the bills, geez, it would be fucked.
I'm not going to hospital. I'll invest. I'll go to the gym. I'll go for a walk.
Yeah, but who's going to sit there and differentiate and say, well, because you consume cigarettes, you are ineligible for all of this treatment and all these benefits? Are we going to sit and do that?
I just feel like, and again, this is Farage is not the right man to do it, but some of the rhetoric he talks about is, bold action. And I just think, 50 years in the future, you watch these films like V for Vendetta and, these kind of dystopian future type films. What will the world look like? Like, will we really have to be like, nah, we're not supporting you. Get off your ass, work. This is self-inflicted. Pay for this, pay for healthcare. Conceptually, the NHS is brilliant. And the people who do not regularly use the NHS but need it in their time of need, it's the best thing ever. But the other stuff is just not set up for. That GP had a question, didn't she? She was like, why do you keep banging on about the hospitals?
Why you funding the GPs? Yeah.
Yeah, and her point is correct. But the point I was telling these guys is, look, the problem, the thing is, when they talk about these corridor patients who are dying, right? And that was the thing they were banging on about. By definition, if you're in hospital, you're more sick than if you're in a GP. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So those are like the biggest problems.
But you've also said that people go to hospital for the wrong reasons. You've said this many times. Right. You don't need to be here.
Correct.
So what she's trying to say is if you have better catchment at the first point of contact, that might stop people from bloating up the hospitals and having all these problems. And
she's absolutely right. There's two issues here. One is, that it's siphoning off these people and having more clinics for people to be seen in. And that's what Labour was saying, these 40,000 appointments every Saturday or whatever. They weren't very clear, again, on question time, like where this money is coming from, who's being, because the junior doctor it's not like the June doctor asked that question. The FY2 said, "Well, I haven't got the time to do it. I'm on a full rota." And I think his answer was, "Yeah, we're not going to ask you to do it. It's not going to be. It's basically going to be private locum contracted work, is what it sounds like." But again, that's going to come at a fee. So he's right. That's that. Go on.
You know the Farage thing. Yeah, he says all this great sounding shit, but he knows it's just populist politics. He's saying he's not saying it because he actually believes it will happen.
Yeah. Fine. Whether he says it, whether someone else says it, there are some things that just need to happen where you just think, okay, yeah, we need something drastic, man, because this isn't working. Like they talked about the percentage of the GDP that's goes towards the NHS, which has gone up. But as in what that looks like, output wise, no one feels it on the ground. Like it's just like
it's fucked, isn't it?
There's still swarms and swarms of people coming. Like we just can't deal with this number, man. And I've told you that the number one issue.
Yeah. I know you're saying is that you can keep throwing money at it and it's not going to fix it. I totally agree. I just don't know what it looks like to fix it because I'm not the Secretary for Health or whatever the fuck you want to call them. I'm not that person. It ain't my job to figure that out. But you can raise the problem and say this isn't good enough and then ask them to try and see what they have as a rebuttal policy to fix it.
Yeah. They're not giving the June doctors 35%, are they? Both of them.
Fucking mad that. Like, no. We can't
get him in a room. Get him in a room.
Get him in a room and negotiate. Okay, so how much are you going to give them?
No. It's an interesting time, man. It's just really.
It's funny, man. I just sit and watch the debates and chuckle. I'm like, this is not going to go anywhere, is it? It's just sound bites. So that's all you're looking for.
And the other thing I think about sometimes, and this is a bit of a harsher take, and obviously this isn't. I'm not looking to anybody's individual circumstances and ability here, but sometimes when people talk about cost of living, and I'm like, okay. Things have gone up in price. Yes. Everything's gone up in price. Everything. Yes. And I think I watched a reel yesterday about somebody said this person's dad had raised 5 kids in the 70s off one single income. This is in America.
Yeah.
And his wife stayed at home. That was possible. Now it's definitely not possible. And then I feel like if you've spent your whole life majority of your life doing minimum wage work, then maybe there's a point where you need to upskill.
But upskilling requires money, no?
Yeah, to a degree. But I'm not saying like university £9,000 a year.
No. But as in like enrolling in a course. Some people genuinely do live hand to mouth. Like in America, there's that crazy stat saying X amount of Americans don't have more than $200 saved. Right?
Yeah, which is scary, man.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's a similar number over here in the UK for Northern England. We've been to Blackpool, bro. Right? We've seen
been to Blackpool, bro.
We have seen how deprived and depressing it is there. Yeah. So fuck all these big cities. That's not representative of the UK. Blackpool is representative of quite a bit of the UK where it's just deprived. So cost of living has gone up, yeah.
Definitely.
But when you blow this massive obliteration of a hole in the economy that needs to be filled by everyone with high interest rates, people don't account for their mortgage amount going up by X amount of pounds every single month because somebody fucked the economy. So that's a problematic problem. That's a massively problematic issue that wasn't their fault, that was inflicted upon them.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree, Andy. Some of my investment properties, we're just doing the remortgages now. And I was like, huh? So it was like,
yeah, bro.
Sub 2%, and now it's like this percent. I mean, it's fine. Like the rent's gone up anyway, the TK, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, real issue. My point, and the point I try and make to people
But you just said there, the rent's gone up.
Yeah.
Who's paying that rent?
Yeah, exactly.
A person. So that has to come from their paycheck that they're contributing to the payment that is going to the mortgage, right? So
correct.
It's all everyone's money
every
pocket
level
is being pulled here at every level. And when you look at things like Brexit, they completely fuck the economy because we were supposed to be promised cheaper food and it didn't happen that way, and now we're paying more than ever. And everything's gone up in price.
Gas and energy,
things are getting smaller in portions. Geez, I was in where was I? Fucking hell. I bought these spices from Tesco, yeah, and I've got a spice rack at home.
Yep.
And I put it next to them and I was like, that looks smaller than that one. And I looked at the back of them and one of them said 50 and the other one said 42. I'm like,
Grams.
man, George, you guys are taking 8 grams out of it and you charge me the same price, if not more. You cheeky bastards, right? I wouldn't have known unless I looked at it side by side. So shrinkflation is also there. I'm thinking everyone is getting fucked, okay? So that's what I think people mean when they say cost of living is high.
True.
And it's mad.
But the advice I would offer is, like you said there correctly, identify it, raise it. Policymakers, change your policies. Not going to be instant fix. Will take time. But in that interim, what can the person do? That's because ultimately you're only going to be able to benefit or improve your own situation before these other external forces, the government, do the stuff they're going to do. You're either going to do something to try and make your situation better, or you're going to sit in that duck and moan and it's just only going to get worse. Those are your options, unless you have any other option.
And that's on the person to figure out what else they can do. But some people genuinely don't have time to do it. If you've got a family, 3 kids, 1 income, and that's very possible, you're struggling big time. Your food bill's gone up. Like all this stuff is kicking in and you're thinking, I'm getting squeezed at every angle here. Even like, imagine if you're living in London and you got hit by ULEZ, right? And you had to sell your gaddi and you had to try and get another one, but you ain't got no BESA for it. Like all these things are accumulating all in the same time and your mortgage is due for renewal. Like, come on, man. You are feeling
perfect storm.
You are feeling like the walls are squeezing in on you and you can't move.
Do you think, and I'll put a Punjabi Asian focus on this, do you think there'll come a point where people start downsizing?
No.
Because of what? Pride?
Yeah.
But
it's
you think
straight
about it,
pride,
right?
man. I'm telling you, people will not downsize.
House prices have gone up. We can sell this, buy another smaller house outright, less financial pressure, right? Like just simply looking like from that lens. But you're right. They were like,
oh, wait. Which generation are you thinking of here?
I wasn't thinking of any particular generation.
I think it's good to distinguish. So if you're an older person and you're living in this fat yard, you should sell and downsize.
You should.
You should. Yeah. So I've said to my parents.
So like your parents. Okay. Yeah.
I've said to my parents, you should downsize. And my mum said, yeah, I agree. And my dad said,
what was,
no.
When you said that, what was your rationale?
The house is too big for them to maintain.
Yeah. From a maintenance point of view. Okay. Fine.
Maintenance, bills, everything, like how much it costs to run the house. I said, Mum, this is too much for you guys to do. And
in your mind, when you think about what that would look like, what are you thinking in your head?
A bungalow of them for some sort, because Dad's knees aren't great. Yeah. And it would be good to live on one floor. But I know that my dad built that house, so he's never going to want to sell it. Therein lies the problem, right? And I'm using my family and I'm giving them shit for it. So there's my example. Yeah. Okay. I'm happy to hold my hands up and say that they're imperfect people and they're adding to the problem.
What about you? When you get to, would you, I don't know where you're currently living is your forever home. If it is your forever, I don't know if we've discussed that. Have we discussed that?
I haven't even thought that far ahead myself, bro.
Fine, yeah. You just kill the weeds and the slugs and the snails.
Thank you.
And but let's say it is, right? But in the future, could you see yourself downsizing?
Probably. Depends on if we have kids or not. If we don't have kids, then there's no point having a house this size.
Back to the flat. Oh yeah.
Could be. But it's a possibility because it doesn't make sense to have a house of a certain size if no one's in it to fill it.
I mean, the current house that we live in now, the previous owners, extremely wealthy, downsized. And I think for me, that was the first time I was like, well, you live in this and you want to go smaller.
It's too much to maintain, bro.
Why would you do that? And I actually had a chat with the gentleman, and he was just like, well, it's mortgage free. So we're going to get the full, he's paid cash for his next property. He's got the full amount from the sale.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I'm sitting on this, why would I want to put it into the mortgage? Like I can just enjoy my life now. And he goes, I mean, this guy, he lives 6 months in the UK, 6 months in like Cyprus or something like that.
Perfect.
He's like, I don't need it. I'd rather just enjoy my life now. And I was like, what a refreshing take, rather than thinking, I just want to make the house bigger and bigger and extend more and more and more and do this.
Exactly,
this.
bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Why? Yeah, exactly. And one of my book mentors, again, extremely wealthy, 70 years old, from Canada, lives in a flat. But he says, in my building, I've got my accountant lives in that building. I've got my dentist on the floor below. I'm right next to this, this, and this. And he's like, I travel all the time. I'm always teaching. I don't need, whatever you think I should have at this level of wealth. And I was like, oh, that's a really refreshing take. It made me think about things in a different way.
Yeah, man. But also the prices of properties have gone up so much.
Yeah.
No one can afford to buy them. Who's meant to be the families that are meant to fill it? Logically, if you think about it on paper. Logically on paper, right? You would think, okay, I'm going to sell the house to another family. Probably not. You're going to sell it to like a middle-aged family who are probably aged out, I guess you can say, that are looking to upsize because they've got more disposable income. When reality is, it's meant to be another family that moves in that's much younger than you guys that are meant to fill the space perfectly.
See the problem? Say, what was it on the debate? The average age for first-time buyers now is 37, I think he said. Yes, more
36, 37. That's probably going to get worse. So, see?
Yeah, I mean, I think you talked about it quite openly, you guys buying this house.
Yeah, bro.
And if you didn't have the backing of both your parents,
be stuck.
And think about when I'm parent now and you'll be parent at some point as well. And are we going to be in a position to give financial leg ups to our kids for their first properties?
See what I mean? Makes you think, bro. So you can't tell people to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. We're lucky that we can even think about the future for like kids of some sort. Some can't even think more than into the next
week.
Yeah. Or next month. They're like, well, what's a holiday? I don't know what holiday is, right?
Blackpool.
Good
generally,
holiday.
People go to Blackpool for holidays. Beaches.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Genuinely.
So there you have it.
Politics, man.
The UK. Enjoy the debates, people. I'm going to look for more memes. If you got memes, send it to us. Send us all of them. We'll read them out on air. We've got to make it a little bit happier than what it is right now because this is a little bit like hi. Marge. Okay.
Hi.
Anyway, it's fantastic. People, thank you so much for listening this week. If you made it this far, let us know your thoughts. Obviously, me and God are not going to agree on everything, but that's cool. It's okay to disagree.
Absolutely.
It's all right, man. I still love him at the end of the day. He still loves me. He'll put my kid through private school. It's cool. All right.
You are sponsored. You got a special scholarship for Dr. Jazz. Yeah.
People, catch you next week. Goodbye. Peace.
Thank you guys for watching. Check out the rest of our episodes here and don't forget to subscribe here. We'll see you guys on the next one.